Hey, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Gia Triumpho Hooper, and this is Julie Bettinger. She is a multidimensional healer, medium, psychic, and all kinds of other things. Artist, preschool teacher extraordinaire,
Yeah.
crafty crafter,
I like to
animal,
say I'm an eclectic spirit.
animal whisperer.
Yeah.
Excited to be introducing Julie to my network. And I'm just going to dive right in and I'm going to ask Julie, what was your path and how did you find your gifts? And tell us some things along the way. And Wolfgang came in right at this moment.
Well, there you go. Look at that. And his name is Wolf. And I
Of
told you there
course.
was a wolf. There was a wolf hanging out with me earlier in
Let's
spirit.
go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What was my path? Well, I'm gonna start way back when I was young, which I didn't realize I had. Like, I don't remember having um an imaginary friend, but my mom told me recently that I did. And
Me
his
too.
name was, yeah, his name was Nicky. And
Oh,
I was like, what? I mean, I remember my dad telling me stories about Nikki but like I don't remember having him as a friend.
and also
So
Wolfgang's middle name is Nicholas, by the way. Just so, we call him Wolfie Nick all the time. I don't know. I don't think you knew that, but go ahead.
I did not know that. I did not
Enter
know
Nikki
that. Hello.
in the chat.
Well, we always talk about like you and I having some kind of like star connection or,
For sure, for sure.
so that makes a lot of sense. But then it kind of went dormant and then in college I guess, well, before college, like high school, I was really fascinated with my grandfather who was in spirit, and I never met him. I mean, I had a shoebox of all of his old pictures in my bedroom, and I felt a connection with him. But again, like, didn't understand what that meant. I had no guidance around it, nothing. And then in college, I had an experience where I felt his presence in my bedroom, and I was like, "Whoa," like, nope. And then I didn't like do anything with it for years. But I always had that like interest and intrigue. So then fast forward, I don't know, 20 years, and I got involved with a network marketing company, and I met a very good friend, Pam, who's probably gonna jump on here at
She's
some
here
point.
already. She's already
Is she?
here. I had
Oh,
mouthed
yeah.
hi Pam just a moment ago.
And so
Um,
Pam and I kind of became accountability partners and we really connected. And I was struggling just on like a lot of levels, personal level, like what's my purpose here? Like, yes, I'm a mom, I have two young kids, but I wasn't working outside of the house and I just was so lost. Like, I didn't know what to do. And she suggested that I do a session with you. And I was like, I don't know. And that's when I messaged you for a meditation. You were doing personalized meditations. And I was like, oh, well, I'll start there. Like, let me just dip my toe in and I'll just get a meditation and I'll enter the world that way and, see if I can do this and all that stuff. So I do that with you. And as I'm listening to the meditation, I'll never forget this. I hear all these crickets and animals like chirping. And I messaged you and I said, did you have background noise of animals? Like, and you're like, no, but it sounds like your clairs are popping off. I'm like, what's a clair? And I had no idea, like, what clairs were, clairaudience, which is the hearing, and clairvoyance. And so it just like that meditation just opened me up. And then I did a session with you, and it just like, again, that first session that we did, you like the channel message from my grandmother came in about me working with children and animals. My first dog had just passed. I had Gotti, who's my current dog, and I was training with him. And I was so focused on that I didn't even realize that the kid thing was going to come into play like 2 years later. And I became a preschool teacher. So it's just wild. Like, I mean, that's like a super, you know, condensed version of like how I got to where I'm at. And then I, go through your whole program and all that stuff. So
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, as someone who was there from not the beginning, but like what felt like one of the beginnings. Um, one thing that was really remarkable about working with you is how quickly everything happened and how you just like accelerated through um, the program. I always say like you were the person who made me like really believe in my program because like and it was really you, but like it helped me like feel more confident in like what I was sharing out because your gifts were so powerful and you were so committed to it too. Like, a lot.
Well,
Why am I getting emotional? I'm not sure.
bless
I know.
you.
Are
I'm
we
like,
gonna cry right now? I think we're gonna cry. What? Um,
red. I'm like, we're just coming in. It's happening.
So like there was such a synergy there in that like the timing for us, it was such a like special joining of moments and timelines, that really accelerated, I think both of us actually. Because as you grew and expanded, I got more like excited about my program and wanted to share with more people, like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm like, well, if this can happen with her, like, oh my God,
Right,
and
right.
so it was amazing. Like it was just amazing to be witness to all of it. And like just to watch you expand the way you did was just like incredible.
Yeah,
Side note real quick, Sharon
yeah.
had a dog named Nikki, and Natalie's first dog's name was Nikki. Just FYI. Like two of your clients, like that's wild.
That's so
Um,
crazy.
so hi Joanne. And Natalie says it's been so fun to watch you grow through this. Yeah, it really
Oh,
has.
thank you.
For
Yeah, there's certain moments that I remember. Um, like so my one meditation where I was doing myself, and that's where my clairvoyance with the seeing really like popped off, was the lion. The lion came through in my meditation. I don't know if you remember this, but I texted you and I was like, so I was in meditation and this lion just came like full like forward in my mind's eye, and you were like, did it scare you? And I'm like, no, but it was just like, whoa, like there it is. And then at that point, I think we had started talking about the Reiki, and like I was so like I was open to sessions with you and meditation with you, but I
Oh
was
my God,
really
that's right. You were like resistant. I
yes,
totally forgot. Oh
yes.
my
I'm like
God.
I know
That is
you're
so
saying
funny
like
to think about right now that you would have any ounce of resistance to
yeah,
anything.
like
Like,
I was like, I'll do Reiki 1, it's fine, and then I'm gonna stop. And then the Reiki 2, and I remember when you were like, you have to do it on someone, I was like, what? Oh my God. Like I was like, I'm gonna throw up, like who am I gonna ask? But I and then like the stranger person, I was like, "Ugh," like, and so it's just I think like yes, there's resistance, but then like I'm like, everybody has these like innate abilities, and we just don't really, I think, understand or realize. I think we think, oh, we have to be able to talk to spirit when we're little, like and you do, like, and I'm witnessing that in a
with your own
preschool
children
setting,
and
like,
in
which is
preschool,
wild. And
right?
like my kids, and like I'm just around more children, and I'm like, this is within all of us. And then somewhere along the way, like I did, it just gets squashed. Like you shut it down
Oh, yeah.
if you don't have that right guidance. And it's like fighting, or not fighting, but realizing the resistance within yourself, and then like almost free falling into it and allowing and trusting that what you're going to fall into is going to be this like beautiful garden that just grows and expands. So,
I love that imagery. I mean, it's such a like, it's physics, you know what I mean? You wouldn't say hi. Well, if he's like, just like,
yeah, say hi. I want to say
come here,
hi.
bud. Come here. We'll see what happens with the AI screen. Oh, it's getting too big. Okay.
Hi,
Who's that? Is that your buddy, Julie? Yeah. Sometimes Wolf and Julie practice telepathy together, which is super fun. Because Wolf's really telepathic. He used to talk to me. He was a delayed speaker, and so he used to talk to me in his mind when he wasn't talking verbally all the time. Um, and Julie
babe.
practices with him sometimes, which is super awesome. Dude, I just saw a dragon's eye in the shower. Did Pam say that to you one time, or did you say that to Pam one time?
Oh yeah, like I
If we should like make a list of quotes from Julie that like Oh
Pam
my.
probably could write a book because I
You're
think I've
right.
told her like a lot of things. I'd be like, oh my God, like I just saw this. And at first I don't think I knew what it was. And then it came in and I was like, it was a dragon's eye. Like it's because I always had this like thought of dragons, like you see the dragon flying, right? Like in the distance. But dragons are really big energy. So they're so big that sometimes like all you see is like their eye or like a horn or like a scale or a claw. And it's like, what is that? And then it's like, oh, it's this huge thing.
It's so interesting that you're so clairvoyant in that way that you see such detail and such, I mean, your clairvoyance is really, I feel like such a big. Yeah, so the clairvoyant piece is huge. And it's so funny that like I literally forgot about the resistance that you had, and I really should utilize that with clients or
Mhm.
students, right? Everybody has resistance. Yours was, I just, because you got, once you got over it, it was like it never happened. And I would say that, like, ever after that Reiki too, every time you felt resistance to any aspect of your gifts, what I noticed that you would do is tackle it. Like, you'd be like,
Yeah.
I feel a little bit of resistance to channeling loved ones in spirit. Okay, I'm gonna ask 10 people if I can channel their loved ones in spirit. I was like, good plan, good
And
plan.
I did like a spirit circle. I've done two spirit circles, which again, I was like, I don't know. Like, ugh, this is like live on Zoom. Like the people came, and it's like you're doing it in front of people, and it's like I don't know. Like some of them, I didn't even know like who they were. They were referrals. They were like, oh, she's doing like a donation based spirit circle, and I I'm like, okay, who do you want to talk to? Here we go. And like it just,
That's
it
so
definitely
cool.
like I think it's like anything. It's a muscle. Like you have to practice it. You have to get comfortable in the energy that's coming in.
Yes.
Like it's
Good
just,
point.
yeah.
And you also have to learn, you have to learn to allow it too. You know, and and
This
laughing.
is everybody needs to laugh. So I hope you're enjoying his giggle because
Hey, no laptop breaking, okay? We're not gonna do that. With mommy's new laptop, there won't be any laughing. Another really cool skill that you acquired during this time was the ability to find lost things. And I would love to hear you share a little bit about that with everyone.
okay, so that still like boggles my mind how that can happen. Like it just it's wild to me. So that actually came into play, which I don't think either one of us really realized when it happened, but that first session that I did with you 3 years ago, and my grandmother came through and we
Oh,
talked and
wait, let
everything.
me just interrupt you and toot my
Yeah,
own
yeah,
horn here for a
yeah.
minute. Didn't I tell you in that first session that you were going to be a prolific healer? And
Yes,
okay, just checking. Okay.
yes. Well, and that was the session where you said animals and kids, and that's like my main like big thing. Like I really connect with kids and animals. But so after that session, I think it was that day or maybe the next day, I had this and my I talked to my grandmother, you channeled my grandmother and um I she had made her husband was a pewter maker and he would do like different statues and spoons and like he made this is one like he made this for me, but she made me a miniature Virgin Mary statue, Mother Mary statue that I kept in my change purse. And I was coaching track and field like 9 years ago and I lost her and I was devastated. I mean, I went through every single change purse that I had kept in my closet, like neurotically for years. And I refused to throw things out because I was like, she's in the corner of like this purse. And after that session, there was like this magnet that's the closet that she was found in, but I went into this closet and I couldn't leave. Like it was almost like this energetic pool. It was like, just sit here and be in here. And it was like, just check one more time, just check one more time. And so I go in and I go through all my change purses and I'm like, she's not here. I should just get rid of it. I should just like stop driving myself bonkers with this thought. And then there was a book bag that I remembered I had used while I was coaching. And there's so much junk in this bag that like was not being used. And I'm like, I should just throw this out. And I literally, the only way I can describe it is that like the literal, someone was holding my hands on the book bag and they were like, you're not allowed to let go of this until you look inside of it. And I remember thinking, this is the silliest thing in the world because she's not in here. Like, I would never, ever put her in here, ever. But I listened. I listened to what I was hearing and I opened up the top and I moved coins out of the way. And there she was, laying right there. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I started crying. I was freaking out. I remember I texted Pam. I was like, you're not going to believe this. Like, this was like 9 years. I thought she was gone. 9 years. And then, as I continue on and I start like the clairvoyance and me, like, I would tell you about my dreams and how vivid my dreams were and how like even meditations, like everything, or in sessions, if I was seeing something come through, like energy, I could see it. And then I was like, I wish I was a better artist to draw this because it's like, I need to put it out on paper. So I just started describing things. And then I think a post came up for you, like a seek and find or something. And you're like, oh, you should, that's what happened.
Yeah. So in multidimensional living, which meant to share this too, so that reminds me, I'll do that right now. Um, okay, shared. In multidimensional living in my group, I used to have a seek and find like post when I first started it, which I actually got the notification this morning that my group turned 9 years old today. So it's funny you just said 9 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so happy birthday, multidimensional living. It's exciting stuff. Um, I can't believe it's been 9 years that I've had that group. Also, by the way, that's insane to me. But anyway, um, it was wildly popular, but it wasn't like one person doing it. It was if you need something, put it out here and like other people will tap in and see like if they can
Yeah.
find stuff. And I was like, oh my God, Julie, like I was like,
Yeah.
you got to do this. And I found the post, I think, and I like tagged you in it. And I think that might have been
Yeah.
how it,
That was like the propeller, but like I don't know if Pam's commenting if she's still here, but like I found
here.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. So like this was before I was really doing the offering, but she had like she lost her laptop and I was like, it's between magazines in your trash can. And she's like, no, what? And I was like, yeah. And that's where it was.
That's insane.
I just like saw it. Like I just saw it there. And then I was like, okay, this has to be a thing, and then there's multiple clients that I've found animals. Like I've helped people. I texted you like something the other day that I like helped a woman find her cat.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, like it's just like, and it's not like an exact science all the time, right? Because like
Right.
when you had, I forget what you had asked me to find, and I
Oh,
saw the wicker, right? Do you remember that? The wicker basket?
yeah, I remember that, but I also remember the most recent one I was trying to find, and you were like the white bucket on the, you were like, there's a white bucket or something, something, and I got like
Yeah.
so excited because like we actually had a big white bucket, like where we have a bunch of stuff in, and you were like, wait a minute, like there's actually a big white bucket with a bunch of stuff in it. I was like, yeah, like, but it wasn't in there. But like you saw the
Okay.
bucket.
Yeah, like so this is something that like I probably should practice more of, like, speaking to like that practice muscle because I'll see things, but then it's like to really like hone where that actual object is. So what I like to when I do the offering is donation based, it's really like kind of like a treasure hunt for you to like put you back on that right space, right? Okay, this is where she saw it. Let's start here and like retrace steps.
Well, I think
Um,
also there's something about the like being in the energy and the clearing,
yeah, yeah.
and I think, and this is kind of like David's work we taught, like this guy David Arms, who's a great healer that I've interviewed before, and we talked once about like, sometimes there's the reason that you get like the problem is so you get the clearing, like so you get the healing, like
Right, right,
you might get sick just because you need a clearing, not because like you had a contagion, like you know what I
right,
mean. And it's like maybe
right,
you lose it because you need to be in the energy or you need the clearing, and then the clearing happens and then you find it might not be because you said it's in the corner, but once you
right.
clear the person or the item or the space, then they magically are able to like then find it
Well,
themselves.
that's it's interesting you're saying that because that recently happened. Someone asked me to find something, and I was like, it's, I feel like it's in a box, but I said the act of you actually going through all of your jewelry boxes, like
That's
individually,
important.
is important for you on like a healing level, like to clear out or to like remember somebody that gave you that piece of jewelry, like that act. It's like not actually finding that specific item, it's more of like the process. So like what you
Yeah.
just said,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it serves a purpose either way. Pam said, yes, she remembers that happened. Then she said, do Where Is It Wednesday? I forgot about Where Is It Wednesday.
Oh
You
yeah,
did that for a while. Then you turned it into an offering. You guys
yeah,
missed
I
the boat on
forgot.
Wednesdays for a hot minute. She was doing free find your
Yeah,
stuff every Wednesday, but
that's right. I forgot I did do that.
right.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll bring it back like once a month or
Yeah,
something.
maybe you should.
So yeah,
That would be cool. That would be cool. And people can still donate to
yeah,
you because
yeah,
like
100%.
it's definitely worth something to find something or at least have support in it because it can drive people so crazy. And it's like, again, there's a purpose. Also, children, I'm gonna hit your children with piece before we start. You started teaching in preschool, and are you comfortable sharing about the monster that's at preschool?
Yeah, so this happened last year in the room that I'm in, and one of the kids was like, "Oh, there's a monster like in the ceiling." And I was like, "What?" Like, and like again, kids, imaginary friend, like, I had that imaginary friend, and my own kids like have friends that they've talked to. I've heard them talking. So I was like, okay. And it was interesting because now as a healer and understanding like multidimensional things and spirit, that like it didn't scare me or freak me out. It offered an opportunity to ask questions of these kids, and I was
Okay, I
like,
have
oh
to stop you because I
yeah,
meant to. I'm going to tangent us and then you come
yeah,
back.
go.
Because I forgot to mention this and I wanted to mention it, that one of the other most like wonderful things about you, you okay? Okay. He's doing wobbly stuff. As a healer has been your lack of fear in this space. And I think that that's crucial and essential, like to doing the work and also to being a teacher and a leader in the space. And it's like the fear pandemic of the 4D is like beyond.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to shout that out to you and like about you because it's so like if you're going to work with a healer, you cannot work with a healer who is going to bring you the frequency of fear into your own field because it will defeat the entire purpose of your work, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I don't ever remember like, so thank you for saying that. I don't remember ever having that come in. And I think that also says a lot about you too, because you are and were my teacher, so like you didn't present that to me ever. The fears that ever I felt were like my own, like fear of failing, fear of
Right.
letting
But
you
not
down,
like scared
like
of the world or scared of spirit
no.
or you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, like it
Yeah.
was more of a like as far as the channeling, like I sometimes would be like, I'm scared to channel a spirit, but it was more of like I was fearing not being able to do it.
Right,
Like
right.
that,
Like
right? Like not the
human
actual
self
person.
ego
Yeah,
fear. That's different, right? That's
right,
different.
right.
And also like, do you remember like the SEH when you were like clearing all those bots out of your body and like all
Yes,
that crazy
yes.
stuff? And you were like,
I was like,
you're
oh,
like, sweet, let's go. Like, I didn't feel, you told me
like,
after, you're like, I didn't feel one ounce of fear the entire time. Like, I would just
no.
like to get it out of
Yeah,
my
like
body.
it was just like
Like,
I was like my team, like I know that I have an army of light beings behind me, my angels, like, all my clearing team, like all of
yeah,
that. And I was just like, they're here. Like they're here to
yeah,
support me and like let's do this, you
yeah.
know?
Like you can have fear,
So,
you can have faith. You have to choose one.
right, exactly.
Okay, carry on.
So,
Monster and
but
fear.
yeah, so the
Nobody's scared. No one's scared. Okay.
the monster, so the monster, right? Like when you hear monster too, you're like, oh, scary, right? Like that's immediate,
Right.
so you think about. And I'm like, but the kids weren't really like projecting any type of fear when they were saying the name. So I was like, well, what does he look like? Is it a boy or girl? Like, and they're like, well, he's a monster, and they kept saying he. And I'm like, what color? Does he have a name? And again, these are like 2 and 3 year olds. So it's kind of hard to get like exact things from them.
Right.
So, and then it kind of like just died out. And I was like, okay, like there's definitely, I felt an energy there, like a good energy. And then the year ends and I go in over the summer and I like painted the room and it just like it felt more like fresh and like happy and I was really excited. And then a couple weeks ago, like my new class is in there, and a couple weeks ago, another student who does not know the student from last year says, "There's a monster up there," and me and my other teacher were like, "What?" Like same word, same location, and I'm like, this is not a coincidence. Like this is not a kid like making something up. Like this is truly like an energy here. So then I was too close to it. So I reached out to you to be like, hey, I have some questions. Is this like a light being? I feel like there's light being, there's no fear around it. Um, and then after like later that day, after we got like, yep, it's like, it's a monster. He kind of looks like a Monsters Inc. character. and I got confirmation from um the student last year. I had seen him and I asked him like, hey, do you remember? And he's like, yeah. And he told me a color. And I was like, yeah, okay, like that's the same color we're getting from like this new kid. So that's kind of cool. Then like an unrelated thing is like another kid who's in my class now but on a different day, so again the students don't know each other, was telling like someone in the store about the name Martin. And I was like, I immediately was like, that's his name, that's the monster's name, like Martin is the monster. So, yeah, I asked him some questions and I was like, who's Martin? And he told me the library. But then when we asked the parents, they're like, there's no Martin at the library. And I'm like, okay, I am confirmed that like this, being is in here and he hangs out in this room and like, to help the kids, I think. Like, I haven't really like chatted with him. I haven't had that opportunity yet. But it's just cool to know that like it's all around us. And I think if you embrace it, and you're not afraid of it, you can use it to like I was saying, like open up conversation. Whether you fully believe it or not, right? Like even if you have some kind of skepticism, as long as that fear isn't there and you start asking the kid more questions or even yourself more questions or even an adult, like I think it just has an opportunity to connect more, to start conversations, and to like just open some doorways in different areas.
100%. I mean, I always say that, if we can approach ourselves, our inner child, our own children, life, people we don't like, the world at large with curiosity and compassion over criticism and judgment, like it really, really opens up wondrous things, for all of us,
Yeah. I,
Um,
by the way, I'm like, do you see how flushed I am right now?
I
And
do. I
even my
noticed
like
that just a minute ago.
throat, like my throat's
Pamela said, "Wasn't your tree guide Marvin? Is your tree one of your trees Marvin?"
no, Clarence.
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 I
And
remember Clarence.
Trina. Trina's my body elemental.
Right. I
Yeah.
know Clarence, Trina, and Alva, obviously. These are my buddies.
Yes.
Well, where can
Okay.
everyone find you? And what offering are you bringing forward that you would love people to check out right now?
So I primarily hang out on Instagram. So it's at my name, Julie, Julie underscore Budinger, Budinger. And I think the big one that I would really like people to check out right now is my channeling offering. So whether that's we could do like an animal card like we just did and go deeper. It's 30 minutes. We can channel a loved one. We can channel a deceased pet in spirit, like, you name it. Or if you have a spirit guide, like a bear spirit guide, we can bring that forward and channel that. So I would check that out. And on my Instagram, my website is linked. It's activateyourlightwithin.net. So,
Okay. All right, check her out. She's amazing. And if you need to find
thank
something,
you.
her too. Also, really great with kids sessions too. Okay.
Yes, I
And
have
art.
done a bunch of kid sessions, so
We didn't even talk
yeah,
about art. There's also
I
art.
know. There's a lot.
Okay.
So
Okay.
cool.
Sharon says, thank you. I love when you have channeled loved ones for me.
Oh, thank you. All
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
right. Bye, guys.